The undisputed heavyweight championship between Usyk and Fury. For literally all the marbles, we have been waiting upwards of 25 years for this fight to actually happen, and finally, we're getting it right in the palm of our hand. This is a era-defining fight. The baddest man on the planet. Who is the man to rule them all? There is a distinct way that each fighter can win. Starting with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, again, as we know, is a larger man. It's the bigger man. Can box on the outside, has good speed, has a good jab, can knock you out, has legitimate power, though his game isn't power. No, he can put you to sleep. Is one of the heaviest heavyweights in the division. Again, we know what Tyson Fury is as a boxer. Against somebody like Usyk, he's got advantages that can beat him. Like, he can lean on him. Like we've seen him do against every other opponent, specifically against smaller opponents. Drain the gas tank of Usyk and make it so that footwork turns into plodding forward movement. Because that's Usyk's biggest call to frame. In a world of heavyweights that are big, lumbering, and can't move, Usyk is a callback to the days of old. Boxers like Joe Louis, boxers like Jersey Joe Walcox, boxers like Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, in terms of fighters who had footwork. Ali. Not saying he's as great as them. I'm saying the smaller era of heavyweights who could use footwork like weight classes below them. Heavyweights that can move like lightweights, move like middleweights, had that diverse ability to fight in a bunch of different styles. We're fluid, we're active, we had great stamina, all this. That's what Usyk has at his disposal. You ruined that by taking away the stamina. And with Fury being so big and so lumbering, he can lean on Usyk, force this fight into an infight, which may seem like a not good plan against somebody like a Usyk, but to take away the ability to move so that then you can really utilize your size and power as the rounds go on and turn it into, oh my gosh, now I can't move and I can't get out of the way of this tree trunk of a man who's got reach as long as space that can reach me, and I don't have the energy to slip, move, dodge like I want to, like I need to. I can't react like I need to. Hits, the blows of Fury then get heavy, and the blows of Fury then get more damaging. Next thing you know, we can see Usyk cut, we can see Usyk bruise, we can see Usyk hurt, let alone we can see Usyk knocked down. It's not out of the question. Tyson Fury does have the power to knock out Usyk. Oh, it is possible. He could go through that vein, using his weight and size to lean and make Usyk tire out. Also, he could just use his reach outright and make it so that Usyk can't get on the inside. If we see Usyk, who again is incredibly lean, part of the best shape I have ever seen him in his career, from start to finish. Ironic because it's the latter half of his career. Most fit I've ever seen him. We could see that footwork that we thought was gone. The footwork that we thought was something of the past. Now return. With him, again, no more weight, no more excess bulge, no more fat, all that stuff. Looks like he's cleaned up and leaned up. We could see the energy in that footwork now return. It's entirely possible. And if that's the case, hey, now, all of a sudden, if you, not saying he's on the level of footwork of Usyk, but between good and great versus great and elite, if Tyson Fury can use great footwork against somebody like a Usyk to stay on the outside, now that reach inevitably becomes the deciding factor. And that jab becomes more poignant. And now you turn this game into an outside battle. That if you do it right, Usyk may not be able to win. May not be able to overcome. It's entirely possible. There are, again, Fury has, not only that, Fury has the chin to be able to take the power of Usyk. Usyk has deceptive pop. Again, knocked out Daniel Dubois. Has wobbled AJ on multiple occasions. Has been able to, again, do real damage at the heavyweight division. Against all comers, not just against somebody with as questionable of a chin as Anthony Joshua. We know that this man Usyk is the real deal. But the power may not be enough to make Tyson Fury respect him. And hey, the biggest thing about boxing, if you can't gain the respect, you lost half the battle. You're fighting an uphill battle at that point. Because if you can't make them respect you, now they feel they can do whatever they want. And if that's the case, they can take chances that will affect you more than it will affect them. Put themselves in what should be a dangerous situation when it really isn't dangerous at all because you have nothing to give back to them. Next thing you know, all of a sudden you're thinking, my gosh, I'm in trouble. How did this happen? Well, it's because I don't have respect for what you bring to the table. There's no power that I need to worry about. There's nothing else I need to worry about. There's no invisible enemy because there is no enemy. That's what could be seen on the side of Fury if, in fact, the power of Usyk is not something that he needs to worry about. Because, let's face it, yes, I thought he lost against Francis Ngannou. And he felt the power of Francis Ngannou. And the power of Francis Ngannou was on the level of somebody like Deontay Wilder. In every situation, against either Wilder, Ngannou, even Cunningham back in the day, he got up. He's been down before, but he got up every single time. Every single time. We have to give credit to that. This is a man who will not stop and will not quit and has felt the power of some of the strongest in the world, transcending just one sport. And he still came back. If there is no power for him to worry about, it could be incredibly difficult for Usyk to win. And I would not be surprised if people picked him to win. Punch for punch, what he could do in the fight. If you're Tyson Fury, go to the body. The biggest thing, the biggest weakness on Usyk, we could see Fury go to the body with that long reach to stay safe and damage Usyk and get him out of there potentially. We saw it against Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois landed one shot on the belt line. Usyk, brother, if that ref had counted instead of scoring it as a low blow, which I still don't believe it was, that would have been a knockdown. And we could have seen that fight go a completely different direction. We've seen him hurt against the body by AJ before. Yes, we have. Especially in that second fight, when AJ put on a better performance than the first one. The body is his weakness. The body is a place he does not like to get hit. The body will affect him. If you go to the body, that will also help drain that stamina and make him privy and potentially hesitant to want to jump in on the inside where he would need to be in order to win the fight. Now, stuff could go your way. It could indeed end a knockout via body shot, or even a body shot that leads to him wanting to defend that side. Next thing you know, Tyson Fury throws a long hook to the body that looks like a hook to the body. But in fact, he changes the direction and turns to an uppercut. Catches him, just like he caught Dillian White, and knocks him out. It's entirely possible. Tyson Fury has a legitimately good shot at winning this fight. But I don't think he will win. And my pick for this fight is Oleksandr Usyk. I think Usyk is going to win. Reason being, I've said this before about Tyson Fury and Usyk. Tyson Fury is a good heavyweight with elite size. That's the thing. And a good heavyweight with elite size gets beat by a great heavyweight with good size. Or in this case, even below average size. Because Tyson Fury has everything at his disposal, but at a good level. What makes him so dominant is the size that he has compared to everybody else in the division. It is something that is hard to overcome. Because a good jab is coming from 85 plus inches away. That's what it is. You could beat him on the inside with infighting. However, it's 260 to 290 pounds leaning on you. He's got good footwork, but good footwork at 6'7", 6'6" is hard to beat. It is. But if you have great footwork, now you can mitigate all that. If you have great footwork, it can alleviate you from being able to have to get on the inside in terms of being forced to feel the weight of Fury. Because you can get out before he tries to clinch. You can score shots and work your way on the inside and land punches and understand and have the ability to escape to the left or right or even back before Tyson Fury has an opportunity to react. Good footwork can negate great size. I've said this countless times. Usyk has the ability to negate everything that Tyson Fury wants to do. It truly does. Outside of the weight, because again, that's just weight, pound for pound. Fury just bigger than Usyk. Okay, great. Usyk, we could see Usyk legitimately use his footwork not just to confuse Tyson Fury, but to hide and disguise his attack so that when he does get on the inside, Fury can't react to it. Plus, we routinely know that Tyson Fury struggles against smaller fighters. Again, Cunningham knocked him down. Otto Wallin cut him. Legitimately gave him some good work. Even somebody like Tyson Fury, somebody like Ngannou, who, yes, was shorter and was not nearly as technically refined. I understand it. Just on that pinpoint alone, somebody matches him in one aspect of the boxing game, whether it's footwork or size. You match him in one of those assets, now he becomes a liability, like we saw against Francis Ngannou. It's just the nature of the beast. We saw it. I'm not trying to make some clickbait thing. No, we saw this. Wilder matched him in speed, or was faster than him, strictly off of raw athletic talent. Was able to knock him down in every single outing of their fight. Every single one. If you match him in one aspect, whether it's size and or athleticism and or footwork, you can beat him. That's what Usyk brings to the table. He's got the footwork. He's got the knowledge. He's got the deceptive explosiveness when he wants to go and attack, like we see with Lomachenko, who is able to disguise what he's about to do. And when he does do it, now you're reacting a second too late. Is a master at it. We saw him do it against AJ twice. We see him do it against countless other opponents. We know what Usyk brings to the table. Elite footwork, elite offensive game, an elite mindset that can be defensive and offensive at the same time. We could see Usyk be able to actually win the outside game, as crazy enough as it sounds. I believe it was Mike Tyson. He's the one that said, look, a good jab isn't just because you got a long reach. A good jab is about timing. You can ask Larry Holmes, same thing as well. Timing can beat anything. A good time jab, even from a short fighter, can dominate a taller fighter if you can get their timing right. Even though Fury has a longer reach, the timing of Usyk could be the very thing that changes the whole trajectory of the fight, because he takes away the biggest avenue that we could see Fury use, which is his length and size, which is outboxing. We see that Usyk wins the outside game against somebody like a Tyson Fury. My gosh, that brother, I don't know what Fury does next except for being forced to work on the inside. And what have we seen happen when Fury works on the inside against people who are athletic and or have better footwork? He's been knocked down or caught before. Fury has weaknesses. Nobody's been able to exploit them unless they were either matching Fury in one or both aspects. Now we see somebody who can match Fury in every single aspect of the sport, except for size. But again, Fury's a good heavyweight with elite size. Now you're going up against an elite heavyweight with average to good size. Look for the elite heavyweight that can use footwork to get on the inside, that can have the ability to confuse you and take angles quicker than you can react to, has the hand speed to be able to win on the inside with exchanges and escape when you try to lean on him, as well as won't be stupid enough to try to fight out of a clinch that you have him in if he does get clinched up, and conserve his energy so he doesn't get gassed out for the remainder of the fight. Couple that with a deceptive offensive ability that can not only be relentless but also be confusing and also lead to shots that you don't see hitting you every single time he goes to throw. Again, him and Lomachenko fighting very similar styles. Might even be in the same camp if I remember correctly. Both of them have an offensive style that allows for them to be able to hurt you. Because a lot of the shots that you see them get hit with, in terms of the opponent get hit with by either Usyk or Loma, it is shots that they don't see coming because they got confused. They're trying to defend, they can't find Loma or they can't find Usyk. Next thing you know, they get caught. And it's not even a shot that looks devastating, but because they can't prepare for it, it hurts them. It drops them. It knocks them out. Stuns them and wobbles them. We know this. It's the punches that you can't see that gets you in the most trouble. Usyk does it by standing right in front of you and then disappearing out of nowhere. That is what Usyk brings. That's what Usyk can do. That's what he can do to Tyson Fury. When you are a good heavyweight if you are a good heavyweight with elite size, and you're going to get somebody with elite everything else and only average size, now that elite heavyweight has the ability to mitigate your elite size because they have the not only understanding, but they have the ability, they have the footwork, they have the speed, and they have the knowledge to both be able to counteract and react to whatever you use at your best range. Then when it comes to their own range, like we're getting on the inside, like with the flourish, like with the hand speed, like with the combination punching, like with the level change, all of that, Tyson Fury, I don't believe is going to be able to react to that. And we saw Tyson Fury in the best shape of his life, like I said earlier. It could be, in fact, a worse situation for Tyson Fury. Because maybe, and again, I only say this because we've seen this before with other fighters. Sometimes when you lose something about yourself, it takes away, while it does add something to you, it can take away something from something else. It truly can. You'd be surprised. That's what we could see with Tyson Fury as one of the biggest instances in this fight. We could see Tyson Fury with the lost weight, with the better physique, with the best shape of his life. Ironically enough, not be the best shape of his life. Because if he doesn't have that added weight, with him being, again, one of the biggest things about him, having the best size advantage in boxing, now you take away, while you have the height, you take away some of that weight, and you're more comparable to some of the other heavyweights in the division. Not only does your ability to wane on your opponents get affected, your ability to land a punch could potentially be affected. May not have as much pop as you used to have. May not have the power that all that extra weight added to you that made you an even more lethal opposition versus whoever you fought against. On top of, this is the biggest thing, your ability to take a punch and to get hit and be able to keep on trucking and moving. The chin that we know Tyson Fury has, that could be compromised with not having the added weight. There's no more added cushion. There's no more ability for the fat and the mass of your body to be able to coil and react and absorb whatever lands on you. And it could be that one of the biggest assets of Fury now gets taken away from him by his own volition, unbeknownst to him. And the weight that would have absorbed everything, the very thing that allowed for him to get up from what seemed like a death shot from Deontay Wilder the first time, as well as to get up from the other 3 times that he got knocked down from Deontay Wilder. It won't be there anymore. Because that same padding, that same shock absorber is no longer there. It has been trimmed and slimmed. You'll have better stamina, potentially. You'll have better, I believe you'll have better agility. Great. Now when you get hit, I have to ask, is your chin still the same? Not because it's not proven, but because we haven't seen you like this before. And in a situation where we haven't seen you like this before, we need to ask, is it better or worse for you? I'm not trying to make some overarching claim. I'm not trying to be some conspiracy theorist. I'm saying we've seen this before. Andy Ruiz, for example. He was at a perfect weight that allowed him to shock the world. Next thing you know, he balloons up too much. Boom. All of a sudden, hey, you're too out of shape. Then he slims down too much. We see Andy Ruiz go against Chris Arreola right after the second fight, right after the second fight with Anthony Joshua, when he loses weight. Next thing you know, he's down. And it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? And Chris Arreola, with respect to him, is a boxer that, yeah, he's got pop, but it ain't AJ pop. And you got put down by that? Hold on now. In a realm that you were supposed to be winning on the inside because of your hand speed and your legitimate power on your end, you the one that got put down? That, whoa, hey now. It was a competitive fight, but the point being, losing weight took something away from him. Took a aspect of his boxing ability and relegated it into not being nearly the big asset to him that he used to be. See, the same thing with Tyson Fury. Sometimes the physique that you have is the best physique that you need. And if you take away from that, it doesn't happen often. We've seen it before. It can affect you in a worse way. And in this situation, with somebody like a Tyson Fury, losing weight is something that could potentially hurt him against somebody like a Usyk. Because he's trying to get ready for the speed and the movement that's about to come his way. He needs to be lean enough to be able to react and move along with Usyk. Understandable. We get that. The problem is now you may have just opened yourself up to the biggest danger that you never expected, which was, oh my gosh, I could now be caught and put down by this, again, short man, as Usyk, as Fury always calls Usyk. And it's like, what the world? His power shouldn't be able to affect me. No, it shouldn't, but it is. Because now you don't have the same chin as you used to, because the shock absorber that you had in your entire body is no longer there anymore. It's not. Outside of somebody like a Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou, nobody else we had seen in the division have been able to put you down. If you weren't AJ, if you weren't Wilder, and if you weren't Ngannou, nobody thought anybody else in the division had a shot to really put you down. Nobody. Not at this stage. Not at this stage in your career. No, absolutely not. However, now, with you being potentially below 170, 168, with as lean as you are, I wouldn't be surprised to be close to 150. Not be surprised at all. Again, you look phenomenal. The problem is the look, are looks deceiving? Are looks deceiving in this case scenario? And will we see that Fury actually signed his own death certificate? Not in terms of actually dying, please don't. But in terms of signed his own waiver, signed his own note into a hospital due to him potentially getting knocked out by him not having the weight on him anymore. Because what if it goes on the flip side? What if in fact we see that Tyson Fury now, with the lost amount of weight, with the leanness that he has, actually not just loses chin, but loses power as well. And while he may gain some speed, gain some fluidity, somebody as elite as Usyk in terms of footwork wise, as much of a madman as we've heard Tyson Fury be in training camp, which is rumored to be, this man is absolutely gung-ho about winning this fight to make up for the Francis Ngannou fight. Understand, but love the drive, need it. We want to see the best of the best. That doesn't mean that we can't ask these questions that need to be asked about what we're seeing from this big of a drastic change from Tyson Fury versus what we've seen from all the other times we've seen him in his career. This is a valid question. Will we see his body compromising? Will we see Fury's body compromising when going up against Usyk? Because while he may have added agility, added potential, the ability to use footwork again at the rate that he used to at his prime, potentially with him losing the weight, with him being lighter on his feet, literally. Did he compromise that, or rather did he trade that off for power and ability to take a punch at the rate that he used to? Because if that does happen, and we see Usyk be able to land cleanly on Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury can't take it, all of a sudden, like I said in the first break, or in the breakdown with Fury and how he could win. Now, if Usyk doesn't respect the power coming his way, and you're the one that's now on the back burner, hey, what the world? Now you're being put in the very situation you thought you wouldn't be put in. You could be put in the hunted, not the hunter. You could be the one that now, oh my gosh, I have to be wary. Similar to what we saw versus Francis Ngannou. Because unlike Francis Ngannou, if Usyk's power, with your loss in weight, if Usyk's power is able to affect you, and let alone your power can't affect Usyk with you losing weight, and we see that Usyk now is the man that has lost respect for you and your ability to bring anything to the table to affect him, we could see you turn into what you turned into versus Francis Ngannou, who was the outright more powerful man that shocked you to your core, that made you get on this incredible health rejuvenation, and what we see you now with your lean physique. But that very instance could happen again in this fight. And now we see you, in terms of Tyson Fury, be chased, be hunted, be put in a situation where you are now fighting out instead of fighting in a fight. It could be incredibly bad. And I think we're going to see Usyk win. For everybody that says that Tyson Fury is too big, too strong, whatever, all of a sudden your tune started to change after that Francis Ngannou fight. Again, the unknown of what we're seeing from Tyson Fury is yet to be seen up until Saturday night, but the point still stands. when it comes to Tyson Fury. Now, he's got something to prove. Understandable. Will he be able to prove it, though? And did he trade off enough? Or did he trade off too much? And if he traded off too much, if he gave up too much, if he sacrificed too much weight for speed and agility to take away from his power and his chin, this could be a very shocking fight for a lot of people. For a lot of people, because again, people are still saying that he didn't take Francis Ngannou easy. Hence, there's no reason why when he's taking Usyk serious, no reason why he should win. Yes, there is a reason why Usyk should win. Usyk is indeed the better boxer. Yes, he is. Usyk has a better repertoire, a better offensive arsenal, better footwork, better speed, better combination punching, a better infighter. Has the ability to win and beat Fury at outboxing, beat Fury at his own game, negate the range that Fury brings to the table, and turn Fury into a essentially one-trick pony. If he doesn't get caught to the body in terms of Usyk, we could see Usyk get an upset that everybody else never expected. I've been saying it from day one. Usyk is the better boxer. Usyk is the best heavyweight in the world. He's still got to prove it. If he loses this fight, Tyson Fury's the best. It is what it is. If nothing wonky or nothing outlandish happens that makes us question everything, and Usyk loses, Usyk lost. Came in as the better man, but he left not the better man. Plain and simple. I ain't got no dog in the fight. But I'm adamant on what I've been standing on. Usyk has everything that Tyson Fury is afraid of in terms of what an opponent brings to the table. Indeed, he does. Speed, athleticism, footwork, timing, IQ, better ring generalship than Fury has. He has a weakness, his body. Absolutely. But Fury has a weakness himself. Fighters that are faster than him. As we saw with Deontay Wilder, the worst of the heavyweight elites. His speed alone was able to make Tyson Fury question everything. Made him have to think. His speed alone nearly won him a title against Fury. His speed alone nearly got him a upset in one of the best fights in heavyweight history in their trilogy, in that third outing. His speed and athleticism alone, and his heart. Usyk's got all that. He may not have the power, brother. He's got the speed and everything else. And we're going to see, in my estimation, Usyk beat Fury. Probably by unanimous decision. But if it ended in knockout, ended in a stoppage, I would not be surprised. Not because we're testing or questioning the heart of somebody like a Tyson Fury, but because of two things. One, the cut that he got in training camp could get opened up. Same cut that he got against Otto Arlene could be opened up. And that could lead to the ref having to stop the fight due to it being too severe to continue. On top of, with him having the heart of a champion, no questions asked, it is the chin and the shock absorber that may be changed for the worse with this loss in weight that could cause for Usyk to now have enough power to be able to actually catch and drop Fury. And with the offensive repertoire that he has at his disposal, he's not going to let up. And the mistake of being able to only be able to evade and get out of dodge one way like Fury was able to do against Deontay Wilder, it is instead of wild unpredictability, it is surgical precision on the side of Usyk when it comes to finishing the job. Not saying he's the greatest finisher in the world, no. But I'm saying when he has you hurt, he knows what to do. And he will pick his shots meticulously to get you out of there. Especially if he got you on the ropes and got you hurt. Oh, he's aggressive. Don't let the footwork fool you. That brother is aggressive. He'll go for it if it's there. And it won't be like with Deontay Wilder, where he'll gas out. Or well, he'll be able to miss wildly. No. He'll boom, boom, boom. On the button every time. That's what's going to be happening for Tyson Fury, potentially, in this fight. And that's why I think it's going to win. I think we're going to see Usyk win. I think we're going to see Usyk shock the world. I think we're going to see Usyk uphold what I've been saying about Usyk all this time. That Usyk is indeed the best heavyweight in the world today. And that he will be seen as the baddest man on the planet with that undisputed crown. Because again, when you're undisputed at the heavyweight division, that's the only division that gets that claim. You're the baddest man on the planet at heavyweight. You are the undisputed champion. You are the king of the biggest of the big. And the most dangerous of the most dangerous. Where everybody's got power, where everybody's got pop, where everybody can knock anybody out with a single blow. Anybody can knock anybody out with a single shot. You reign over them all. And whoever wins this fight most likely going to be seen as the best of an era. Whoever wins this fight is going to be seen as the best of this generation of heavyweights. It's just the truth. If Usyk wins this fight, good God, she's got an argument for pound best in the world. He really does. He wins and becomes undisputed in two weight classes, cruiserweight and heavyweight, beats Tyson Fury. He's got an argument for being the best in the world, pound for pound. Definitely got an argument for being one of the greatest that we've ever seen in heavyweight history. There is an argument there. Because he ran through everybody that was notable. Beat them all. Only person that he didn't beat was Wilder. That's because, hey, Wilder got beat. And he got it knocked down the rung. Understandable. But of the real competitors that separated themselves, Usyk went and got him and beat him. This could be legendary. And for Tyson Fury, what this could mean for him, this could mean that he and his resume and reputation get saved because of what we have seen and what we've been saying about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury as a heavyweight is somebody who we are now on legitimate fraud watch because of what happened to him versus Francis Ngannou. And as we've seen in the past, got on him for not fighting AJ, as well as not making this fight with Usyk sooner and making it incredibly difficult, and consistently taking on opposition that was lower than him in terms of a talent perspective. Derek Chisora, 4 times, I think, just about. Dillian White rematching him for a second or third time when nobody wanted to see that fight at all. Sitting on your couch saying, I run the world, I can do what I want. Going about that as a heavyweight, on top of what we saw versus Francis Ngannou. My gosh, your resume took a hit like no other. This could mitigate all of it. But this also could validate what we've been saying. As a heavyweight in this generation, you were only good because of how big you were, not because of your skill set. Though your skill set was good. Good. Not great. Good. It was your elite size that carried you to where it got you. But if you faced against somebody of any of the older generation, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier, Joe Louis, we can go down the list. You wouldn't be able to beat him because you are not skilled as a heavyweight. You're just big as a heavyweight. And your skill set was only up to the point that it got you to be able to dominate in a division in an era that no other heavyweight was really focused on technical ability. Everything was based on size. That's what it was. You won the race for who's the biggest in the division, not for who's the best. Now you go against somebody who is indeed technically better than you in nearly every facet. If you lose this fight, it proves what we've been saying. It proves what I've been saying. Let me not say wait. It proves what I've been saying about you as a heavyweight. You were only good because of how big you were as a heavyweight in this era of big heavyweights being the end-all be-all. Now we know, and it will probably cause a resurgence of technical ability being the number one priority when it comes to the heavyweight division. If we see Tyson Fury lose, if we see that happen, we're going to have a lot of questions, a lot of commentary, a lot of new discussions revolving Tyson Fury. Trust and believe that. But I got Usyk winning by unanimous decision. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, by unanimous decision, I got Usyk winning. Potentially split decision if indeed we see Tyson Fury overcome and shock me. Again, worst come to worst, we see Tyson Fury win outright. Hey, no problem there. If it happens, it happens. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a unanimous decision on the side of Usyk. And we see potentially Usyk drop and or knock out Tyson Fury. It's possible. If that chin is indeed suspect like I think it may be with him losing all this weight, we could see something. We could see a performance that shocks everybody. We really could. With Usyk standing tall as the undisputed heavyweight champion for the first time in nearly 25 years. Finally, history gets made. And we finally get to see what we've been waiting to see. Who has the claim, the rightful claim, to being the baddest man on the planet? My opinion is going to be Oleksandr Usyk.